Leslie Nielsen was born in Regina, Saskatchewan on February 11, 1926. He had two older brothers, Gordon and Eric, who eventually became Deputy Prime Minister under Brian Mulroney. Leslie's father, Ingvard Evison Nielsen, was a Royal Canadian Mountie. In the spring of 1927, he moved his family north, way north, to Fort Norman in the Northwest Territories.
We were the only non-native family in Fort Norman, and really the impetus to leaving Fort Norman was brought home when we were speaking more Dogrim to each other than we were speaking English.
Leslie described his father as a strict disciplinarian, but the Nielsen boys had a unique way of avoiding punishment.
The secret with our very strict disciplinarian father was to get him to laugh. And if we got him to laugh, there's no way that he could express his displeasure with whatever we might have done with any physical reaction. The physical reaction would be, he would be laughing.
They lived in a log cabin with no electricity, where their mother, Mabel Elizabeth, was nurse, seamstress, and cook.
Mother was a true queen of the pioneers. Mother had to do everything to raise three growing boys and to keep the family happy at the dining room table.
The family eventually moved south to a number of postings in the Edmonton area.
It is with such gratitude and affection that I look back on that time there, because you know, in a small town, everybody knows what everybody is doing. But if there's anything that goes wrong where you need help, everybody is there to help.
Both Leslie and Eric stood out at a provincial school festival.
My brother won an award at the school festival, in which competition from all schools in the province were participating. He won an award for oratory, which became, of course, my forte in later years.
Eventually, the family moved back to Edmonton.
I went through the first 3 or 4 grades in Edmonton, then we moved to Thornhill, and we're there for about 4 years. Then I came back to Edmonton, where I went to high school. And I was kind of anxious to get out of Thornhill because it seemed to be filled with people who drove horses and wagons. Not to say that I wasn't partial to horses and wagons, but I was watching movies occasionally when we got into Edmonton, where they had paved roads and hot and cold running water.
Inspired by his famous uncle, actor Gene Herschel, Leslie began performing for his fellow classmates.
I was a show-off, I suppose, because I had a wonderful teacher in grade 4 at Mackay Avenue School in Edmonton, Mr. Stockwell. I'll never forget him. You never forget those who are gentle and thoughtful with you and treat you with respect. And so when he would ask, you know, anybody want to tell a story in front of the class, I would just jump up because I knew he would always smile, and I would always feel good after I was done.
But things would change when Leslie attended Victoria Composite High School.
When I took drama to get the credit at Victoria High School in Edmonton, it was with absolute dread that Miss Eva Howard, when Miss Howard would ask, all right, Leslie, now you read the part of Adam now, and so on, for the next 3-4 pages. And I'd hide. I was so embarrassed to be called upon to do that.
Leslie wasn't the only famous grad of that high school. Future Love Story director and Motion Picture Academy president Arthur Hiller also found fame and fortune south of the border.
I think it's not so much that Canadians do well here. I think it's that we still need in Canada a greater acceptance of these particular talents. And, you know, if we could ever get the film industry going in Canada.
Leslie and Arthur were great basketball players, so I think that's where they developed their friendship. And upon graduation, they both sort of in time, met up again in Los Angeles, where Art was a director, and was still then a struggling actor.
Liz Nichols, an entertainment writer for the Edmonton Journal, has interviewed Leslie Nielsen several times.
He seems to have retained some of his, boyhood pals and so on. He knows people here. That might be part of it. And as he said on many occasions, you can take the guy, out of the frozen north, but there's a part of him that is Canadian and that will never be American, he says.